Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video in Forza Horizon 4. This is going to be a stock versus tuned battle between a R35 GTR and a Nissan 240SX. Now, this was another requested battle, and I'm going through this list of requested battles, and make sure you guys remember that I read all your suggestions, and every single suggestion, I will get to it at some point. And also, a lot of these suggestions get suggested multiple times, so if it's not your comment that gets highlighted, trust me, I still read it and I still saw your suggestions. So keep suggesting battles in the comments below, and without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into this one. So this is going to be the 2017 Nissan GTR. Now, this car is really like, this car is kind of an icon in terms of really all types of motorsport. I mean, it kind of came into the scene of supercars and just pretty much beat everybody for like half the price. Now, the price has gone up over the past 10 years or so. It's crazy because this car's been around for that long, but it's still a very fast car, and it's definitely going to be an interesting matchup against the 240SX. So let's see what this car will run stock. Sounds like a GTR. It's weird because I almost never drive these in stock form, and they're actually a lot better than you would think they are. I mean, they handle really well, they're really powerful, fun to drive. And they sound good too. Let's see if it'll slide, or at least if it'll do something resembling sliding. I mean, if you really force it to, it will. Yeah, if you really force it to, you have to kind of beat it up to get it to do it, though. And it doesn't really like to hold it for extended periods of time. And when I say extended periods of time, I mean like really long periods of time. So let's go ahead and line it up and see what it can do off the line. Now, obviously, the GTR has always been known as a launch monster. So let's see if we can get a really clean launch. Too high up there. That should work. 3, 2, 1, go. Kind of sloppy, but not terrible. $130. Oh god, traffic. Yeah, nope. That's going to be a big loss of speed. God, it sucks when you go to do this sometimes and then traffic just shows up out of nowhere. It's like not only traffic cars, but drivatars too. All right, let's go. Come on. 176.2. Not bad. Really not bad. It's really fast. So 176.2 is the speed to beat, and I'm not sure whether or not we can do that with a KA, or I mean, we're gonna have to do a crazy built KA if we leave the KA in the 240, but that's all down to kind of what kind of power numbers we can get out of it. So let's head back to the shop, and first thing that we have to do is run the 240 stock. So much raw power. Not really. Not even close. It feels about, I'm going to say it feels pretty similar to a Miata in terms of acceleration. Let's see how the brakes are. Oh, they're okay. They're not great, but they're better than I expected them to be. Come on. Come on. It takes forever to rev up. And it wants you to shift it so slow. It's so weird after getting out of that GTR, too. All right, stock 240SX. Let's try to make it slide. It doesn't really have enough power to keep it going. I mean, the roundabout is so long that, like, you can kick it sideways for a few seconds, but if you try to carry it on any longer than that, it's like, we don't have the power for this. All right, so we're not going to do any sort of crazy launch. We're just going to ease it off the line. Let's go. Come on. was trying to chirp second, and it seems like it won't do it, which is pretty sad that it won't chirp second stock. Oh, there's 90. God. There's 100. Gonna need more than that, though. Gonna need a lot more than that. Okay, so 116.2. That's actually better than I expected. So our baseline is 116. We got to get up to 176 at least. But if our baseline's 116, I think 176 is doable. Now, again, I don't know if it's doable on this engine, but let's go back to the shop and see, because I really want to see what we can do with a built KA. So engine stuff first. So we're going to build the stock engine all the way out and see what it's actually capable of. Now, we are going to strap a turbo to it because I am not sending this thing into battle naturally aspirated. I'm just not. It wouldn't work. I mean, it would do okay, but it wouldn't be anywhere close to having a fighting chance. So let's get all of that stuff done. And right now we're sitting at 332 horsepower and 304 foot-pounds of torque, fully built NA. Which isn't terrible, actually. That's about double what we were making stock. But we do have to... Oh, my God. Holy engine swap options. Wow, that's ridiculous. I haven't, actually looked at the engine swap options for this car in a while, and it's pretty insane. So, let's see. We need to go for a race turbo and race intercooler setup, and I forgot to check and see... So 427 horsepower and 391 foot-pounds of torque. That might be enough because we're a lot lighter than the GTR. So we're going to actually see if we can do it with a KAT. I mean, I don't know if a KAT is going to actually allow us to get that far, but like I said, we're going to attempt it. That brings us out to 2444. God, that's actually really light. It almost seems like light even for a 240. Let's get all of this done because I guarantee we're going to need to tune the gear ratios. I feel like gear ratio tuning is going to be the key here, especially since we're not running like a ton of power. Let's race tire compound. And 245s up front, 275s in the back. And just something really clean and simple. Where's my TE37? That's always like my go-to clean and simple wheel. I'm like, where's my TE37? God, I hate how the camera goes in the grass. 17s? I just think 17s look right. They just look right. Get that offset fixed. Or just basically pushed out to right where I want it. And actually, let's move the front in just one space. There we go. That looks good. That looks good. So now aero stuff. I mean, there's a lot of options for this car, and I think this bumper's good. I think this bumper's going to be the move. And then wing-wise, yeah, I'm just going to do the Rocket Bunny, like, duckbill wing. That works. It's, like, understated, but it's not, like, I don't know, it's not, like, super over the top. There we go. So that's, like... It's not a Rocket Bunny, but it's fairly, I feel like it's fairly tastefully done. So now, let's install all of these parts, go back to the highway, and see what this thing can do with a fully built single-turbo KA. Gets traction really well. Excuse me. Damn. Okay. But no, this thing actually gets traction super nicely. It feels super balanced to drive. Doesn't feel overpowered either. We got to at least slide around it a little bit. I mean, it is a 240. It's got a lot of turbo lag, though. I mean, if you let it drop below 5,000 RPM, it's really, really, it feels like it's going to bog out. And even though it doesn't even have a drift setup on it, this is still what it wants to do. Yeah, you can always tell that this chassis is so good for sliding around because even when you don't have a drift setup on it, it's like, yeah, no big deal. No big deal. That's what I was made for, basically. All right, so as far as launching this thing goes, we're not going to touch the gear ratios yet. We probably will later, but we're not going to just yet. I think I'm going to ease it out of the... I think I'm going to ease it off the line, maybe with a boosted launch in second. Wow, that's like all traction. Holy crap, that was all traction. There's 120, 130, 140. Oh my god, okay. K18 might have it. Oh, so close. 167 for the KAT. You know, I wonder, as far as tuning goes, because we never messed with the gears. We never did. Our simulated top speed is 196. We only really need to go 176. 195. Let's see what happens if we go to like a 410. A 410 drops our top speed to... Oof, 174. That's a big oof. I'm not feeling that. 179. Let's drop it just a little bit more to a 388. That puts us at 184. Let's try to get it to like 180, like right around 180. 181, that'll work. 393, that'll work. So let's try one more run and see how it feels. First of all, let's see how it feels on the way back. I definitely feel like I'm shifting more, that's for sure. Although I can't tell you if it feels faster. That's the weird thing. Like, I know I'm shifting more, but it almost doesn't feel like it's that much faster. Whoa, come on. Brakes. Go ahead and drift over to the line. All right. Let's try this again, and I'm going to try launching in first this time. Spin second a little bit now with the shorter gearing. Yeah, I can definitely tell you now that I'm going this way, and I'm more used to going this way, it feels like it pulls harder for sure. Oh, come on, 168. Damn. God, we got really close. I wanted to see how close we could get with a KAT, and because I knew we could beat it with an engine swap, and an engine swap would have been less interesting, I think, because it would have been the obvious thing to do, but I feel like nobody would have put a KAT up against a GTR, and I figured we might as well try it, and the KAT performed better than I thought it was going to. Now, did it beat the GTR? Not quite, but it still got close. So if you have any suggestions for this series, make sure you leave them in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed, turn on that notification bell, and I will see y'all next time.